Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. Today we'll be talking about Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF. I know it's a mouthful, but in this progressing market of evolution when it comes to technology, especially with electrical vehicles, this stock, in my belief, will do absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Good morning, Charles Green. Let's get into the stock. I'm very excited about this ETF. I'm very excited that I've been looking for a good ETF that's going to kind of handle the entire new spectrum as well as the industry when it comes to the growth of the electric vehicle market. Because some of you should be asking yourselves, hey, who is powering all of these things? Who is creating the batteries? Okay, and this company right here, this ETF encompass all of the companies that are somewhat in the market and in the headspace of creating a lot of these electronic vehicle batteries, okay, these electric vehicle batteries. And notably, they also include Tesla. So let's look at this. Over the past 5 years, Global X Lithium has been up 194%. In the past year, it's been up 109%. The past 3 months, about 39%. The past month, around 12.5%. Last week, it was down roughly less than 1%. And then today, they're up 0.13%. Okay. So again, LIT tracks a market cap weighted index of global lithium miners and battery producers. So literally, you ever heard the term from the rooter to the tutor? This is kind of that stock, from the mining of the actual lithium into creating the lithium batteries for the vehicles and other sorts of things. Not just electric vehicle batteries, but also regular lithium batteries as well. The listed name for LIT is Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETFs, okay? And of course, ETFs mean exchange traded funds. Nothing notable here. We can go for the the low today is $55 and the high today is $56 for the past year. The low was $17.83. For the 52-week high has been $56.76, okay? So here are the other stocks that's in this market, so to speak. Now, the only one that's really in this market is the iShares Global Clean Energy and also the solar ETF that you see right here, okay? Now, before I go any further, I want to get into an option with this particular stock. I'm very excited about the stock, and this is for short and long term, okay? I give it a 2-flame rating. This is for short and long term. So I'm looking at I want to go to around, I want to say April. Let me see if I can afford anything in April. That's looking pretty high for me. That's looking pretty high. Yeah, I don't want that long of an option because I'm not willing to spend $400 a day. So let me go back to January. So after January 2nd, what is the inauguration? I forgot the month of the inauguration. I don't know if it's January or February. I want to say it's January. Okay, but I can do $150. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm going with the first available one, so I could be making some really good money off this one. But again, the closer the expiration date, and I'm doing this within a month. Okay, within a month. So this is very, very risky. I could lose a lot of money here, but nonetheless, $150. Like I said, we're gonna wait for Robinhood because I have to deposit some funds because I don't have enough. So with this particular one, I think I'm going to deposit. I'm going to deposit $200 so I can have some money on Friday to invest. Okay, so I'm going to do 200, but I'm only going to buy an option for 150 that's going to expire on on January 15th. Okay. Now, granted, an ETF, you mainly want to buy shares, believe it or not, but I'm going to see if I can profit a good profit off this ETFs because this ETF has been doing very, very well. We're going to get into the details about what entails with this particular ETF. Let me buy this option very, very quickly here. All right. All right, we're good. So let's go over to Market Watch. Let's look at some of these dividends. Now, these dividends are not going to be that great, but what we're going to get into is the expense ratio. Okay, here's your net expense ratio. That's the amount of money that you'll be paying. So any ETF or index funds that's less than 1%, that is a good ETF. No, excuse me. That is a good expense ratio. Okay, that doesn't mean there's a good ETF. It's a good expense ratio. Anything that's under 1%. If you're paying over 1% for your expense ratio, that's too darn high. Now, that's why I don't really deal with mutual funds because mutual funds really hit the 1% mark, and then mutual funds have a lot of hidden fees. So I would advise you to stay close to ETF and index funds, okay? Let's see here. Your dividends are only 16%. It's not even worth your time. It's not. It's not even worth your time. Let's move on. Now, here's the breakdown of some of the stocks and the percentages that is actually divided into, okay? So we're going to go right down here of the top 10 holdings of this particular ETF. So some of these you may be familiar with, some of these you may not, okay? We got LG Chemical. Now we know this is Life is Good. This is the regular LG brand out of Korea. We have Tesla, TSLA. Tesla is inside of this ETF as well. Panasonic. I'm just giving you the most notable stocks within this ETF, the EVE Energy, the Contemporary, Samsung. So you have a large group of well-known stocks within this ETF that's dealing with what? Lithium batteries. Almost lost my train of thought, but I'm gonna give even more details about this, why I believe that this could be, in my opinion, this could be a good ETF for your portfolio, okay? And we have to understand that portfolios, that ETFs and index funds are essentially insuring the rest of your portfolio because even in a down market, historically, ETFs and index funds have been performing very, very well. So if you go over to globalxetf.com and you look up, this is what you get, lithium and battery tech ETFs. You got the summary, you got the objective. So you can read my description, you'll get the summary, but here's the objective. The Global X Lithium and Battery Tech ETF seeks to provide investment results that correspond generally to the price and year performance before fees and expenses, okay? Global Lithium Index. What I love is this part right here. Invest in the full cycle from mining and refining the metal through battery production. Again, this is an ETF, so it has a basket of stocks. So you're investing in Tesla. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it right here. Let's go. Let's move down. Where is it? We're investing in LG Chemical. We're investing in Tesla, Samsung, Panasonic. We're investing into a great large number of companies. So you're getting the spectrum of this ETF, again, from the mining perspective all the way to the electric vehicle perspective, and also battery, like, AAA batteries, AA batteries, for your lithium batteries, even 9-volt batteries. So these companies handle these, okay? And you can look over here, the market value, the shares here, the market price, the net assets, okay? So you can also have the country breakdown. I love the fact that China is number one of the net assets of the country breakdown. You know why? China is leading in the new companies that are being developed for electric vehicles. China is leading the way. I'm not saying China is better than Tesla. I'm not saying China is better than Lucid Air or Workhorse. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that China has a large electric vehicle market. So this is great that they're leading with this particular stock. Right behind them is United States, Korea, Japan, Australia, Chile, Germany, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Netherlands, and Canada. But the top notable three is China, US, and South Korea, okay? Which all of these three countries do a lot of business with. Then you have the sector breakdown. This is also a great thing. Materials, 42%, industrial, information technology, and then consumer discretionary. I love the fact that this website has broken it down in a very, very transparent way. Okay, let me look for something very, very quickly. I think we're going to get to the news of things here once I finish this. Now, the average annualized. So you got the fund, you got the market price, and you got the index. I love the fact that it also gives you from the year of inception to the 1 year mark, the ROI, the return of your investment, how this stock has really projected itself beyond the undervalued market, meaning that some people like, oh, this stock is, undervalued, this stock is overvalued. This stock is right on projection. Where people projected it is, that is where the stock is doing well at. So if you go back from the date of inception to 10 years, look at the past 5 years of 18, all this whole row right here of 18%, almost 19%. Then it kind of dwindles down in the 3 year mark. Okay, that's kind of when the EV market, the electric vehicle market went down. But now everybody wants an electric vehicle. Like even me, 3 years ago, I was like, no, I'm not buying no electric vehicle. There's no infrastructure. Where I'm gonna charge it up at? Does it take AA batteries? I was being silly, but I wasn't really like, oh, I'm really interested in buying an electric vehicle. Now I am. And this is what I'm hoping actually, so I can afford one, is that companies like NIO and Xpeng can come over to the US. Because we understand there's no Chinese vehicles in the US. The only Asian vehicles in the US are mainly from where? Japan and South Korea. So there you have it. But in the past year, this has been up 60, I'm gonna do a ratio about 65%. So this is very, very phenomenal, okay? So they've been doing very, very well, okay? Very, very well. All right, that was date of quarter end of September. Then you have the November 30th one. Again, the past year, look where it's at. Look where it's at. It's up 100%. Oh, you guys can't see this. I'm sorry about that, guys. Some guys, you got to let me know when you can't see my screen. I really want to show you. This is what I'm looking at. And this is from the last quarter of November 30th, 20. Look at the return rates, the market price, the index, all of these things. It's looking very, very well. That's why I bought that option, okay? That's why I bought that option. Let's see what else can we look at very quickly here. Now CC 56%. Okay. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And again, I love the expense ratio is less than 1%. That's very imperative. So that, and the expense ratio is basically the operation fee. You know how some people like, oh, there's a service fee, there's an operation fee. That's what this is for holding this particular stock. So believe me, under 1%, you're doing well. You're doing very, very well on 1%. So the ticker for this ETF is LIT, LIT, LIT. Really, really snazzy, really snappy, really, got a little swag to it. But let me go back. Let me see if my option has executed. Of course, when I buy an option, it always goes down. So yeah, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. My option is right here, okay? All right, so let's look at this. I'm down $2, but I have a month to execute this option, okay? So if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up my link in the chat. I wanna make sure I give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions because I may forget. Good morning, Miss Once. Nice to see you today. Charles Green and everyone else who's joining me today. So if you guys have any questions about LIT or any stock that we might have covered in the past, please ask your question now because I'm about to get off here. I got to run some errands. But nonetheless, this, I believe in my opinion, I give it a 2 flame rating for this particular stock for short and long term. As you can tell, I bought a $150 option, okay, $150 option that expires January 15th. It expires January 15th. So if you guys have any questions regarding this particular ETF or any other stock that we might have covered in the past, please ask now before I get off of here. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds as I look at a couple of more things. I want to go back to this website and I want to see any pertinent news about this. Give me a second here. But ask any of your questions so I can answer them. Let's see here. Okay, so let me just show this before I get off. I love the updated news right here on their website. Again, this is globalxetf.com, and it's showing you that the Global X declares December distributions for income-producing ETFs. So that's good news. So let's see here. Let's look into this news story right here. It's a PDF. Blah. Thought it was a live news story, but they're also giving you the income distribution per share. Okay. Oh, you know what? I also have some good news. Give me 1 second. Let me look into this very quickly. Very quickly. Pop something up for you. This will show you I'm on game right here. All right. Give me 1 second. And ta-da! I'm a notary. Finally came in an email. I got to get sworn in, but it's signed by the state of Texas, blah, blah, blah. My next step is to be a sign-in loan agent. So there's the commission, and that's all. That's all I have for today. Oh, okay, we got a question by Charles Green. He says, Ross, do you have a video on how to trade option? I do. I did part 1. I'm still, unfortunately, this is bad on me. I'm still trying to figure out how to do part 2. It's a 2-part series. Part 1 is already out there. Let me see. I don't want to waste too much time on here today. I know I do that a lot and get very chatty. But let me see if I can find that other video so it'll be easy for you to find. Okay? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Nah, that's the wrong video. Here we go. Nope. Yeah, I'm not finding it as fast as I want to. But I did do a video on trade options, okay, Mr. Green. So please look into that. All right, thank you, Ms. One. I appreciate that. All right, guys, that's my time for today. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And believe me, whether you want to trade option with this particular stock or hold it for your hedging protection around your entire portfolio, is a good stock. I'm out.